Alrighty. There we are. Starting out, we are a Duke of the Duchy of Usorod out here in Crusader Kings 3 in the Kingdom of Great Moravia. Now, we just witnessed Bulgaria being cut in half by some, well, I'd like to say steppe people, which is probably the correct term. They are definitely steppe people, and they invaded and founded Hungary, which sits south of us. That could be a problem, especially since our king, our liege lord, isn't all that strong. But they are allied with Bulgaria, and between the two of them, they should be able to take on the Grand Principality of Hungary. We'll never know how these things turn out, but they are currently on an activity, it appears. So, point and sense of this stream is I will go ahead and explain things as I do them while I do them. It's the whole thing. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. And apart from that, we're just gonna play a bunch, right? So, I'm not an expert or anything, but I have a few hundred hours on Crusader Kings 2 and Crusader Kings 3, and I'm capable enough of getting myself in a halfway solid position without losing the game, and I've been playing Iron Man almost ever since I started playing these games. So we recently annexed these two counties here. One we have given to our son, who is going to inherit it anyway. We're currently returning from a tourney, which we didn't win, but such is life. So what we're doing is we are increasing the control in the newly annexed area, and we are trying to convert them to Catholicism. Obviously, there's one more spot left here, which we might want to go and annex, but at the moment, we have a truce, and we have no casus belli. And the conversion is more important to me than fabricating a claim, so we are not going to go for them at this very moment. So they might actually be swallowed up by Hungary, for example. There are some other smaller places around here which we could look to expand into or toward. We'll have to see. First of all, let's see. We should feudalize the county of Usorod. We can't. That's still a thing. We don't have the money to build a holding there. We could declare some wars. And one of them we could actually win against this lad here. But it is a holy war. Meaning everyone who is part of his religion might just join in and kick our teeth in as we try. And if you look at Slovianskan, there is a bunch of those, so it might not be the very best idea to try and do that. We could also attack Hungary, yet again in a holy war. With our allies, we do have somewhat of enough people, but let's check the religion thing again. Well, actually, I doubt anyone would really help them. So if we can find another alliance, we might be able to snag us a county. It's not much, and it might not even be worth it, but it's better than Hungary expanding south of us, wouldn't you say? So maybe we can get ourselves a marriage arranged with Bulgaria and rope them into things. Now, we have no one worthy of becoming anything. So we can't really get ourselves a alliance because we have no family members to marry off here. It's a bit of a shame, but such is life. So instead, we're not going to do anything. But what we just saw was a bunch of courtiers of ours being eligible for marriage. And I strongly suggest you make sure that your lads and lasses are properly married, so they generate children into your court. which you then eventually will be able to use for various things. So this girl here has an aptitude for stewardship. Now, stewardship doesn't really help us much because women can't become stewards. They can become spy masters. So we'll just set their education focus for that and check through our court a little bit more. Our caravan master is married to our knight, but she has the lover's pox, so it's kind of suboptimal. Let's see who else we have. Our knight here. Yeah, we just looked at him basically. Our spy master. He is married, but they have yet to have children. I wish the going back wouldn't just replace everything that we just selected. Just leave me exactly where I was, right? Nope. Alright, so this lad, our chancellor and friend, is a treacherous craven who doesn't look too great. Let's see if we can't find him someone who might be willing to have his kids. There's a lot of low-born women there, and some of them even have inheritable traits, which are nice to get if we can. I'm looking a little bit for childbearing age here, so that's why I'm scrolling, but we could just go ahead and say the maximum age should be 35, and we want someone with, where is it? Traits inheritable. So now we only have to kind of go for what we want the most. So this guy is our chancellor. So we want someone who augments his diplomacy skill, ideally. And she is beautiful. So she's young and beautiful. She's ideal for that. So maybe the homely and the beautiful will lead to someone who isn't horribly terrible looking. So yeah, he gets a young, pretty wife because he's our friend and chancellor. Dear Coleman, I will take care of you. Let's see. Our steward and knight, he has a boy, actually, which is very good. Let's go ahead and... Oh, his wife died somehow. Killed during a raid. Oh no, he'll need a new wife. So this one, we want to become someone. He's already kind of apt for stewardship, so we'll put him that way. So he might become a steward himself someday, just like his father. He might be our steward one day. So let's find him a fresh spouse. And we'll maybe go for someone who's intelligent. Or quick, you know, it's fair enough. I'm not too fussed about having the right culture or anything. We just need butts in seats, basically. So we're gonna go for a young one. Wait, there's a better one? Yeah, but she's fecund. Maybe. It's not the worst trait to have available to us, so let's go get her for him. And let's check further in our court here. So our wife, our daughter, our heir, a courtier who is already married. These are all women of people we have. Do you have a wife? You had a wife. Oh yeah, one of the giantesses that we got in. Let's see. Oh, there's Hercules. Oh, there are some really, really good traits. Amazonian is the best one of these, so we're definitely getting this one in hopes of it propagating within our kingdom. Like this is even better than Genius or something. The huge health boost is absolutely fantastic. So we'll get this in. Let's see. We could have another ward. I don't really think I want another ward. Let's see, who else do we have? No, that's it. We could find a spouse for him already. But we should probably go with all age and age difference, a maximum of 5. There's no one young who would be marrying him. So now we've taken care of our courtiers. Let's see. Bratislav. I need something where I can write down the timestamps because I want to move this over to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hi. It worked. I managed to move it over on YouTube. Yeah, let me find something where I can do the note taking real quick. This will do. So let's say 5 minutes to 14 minutes taking care of courtiers. Sounds about right. Alright. This is danger from our travels right now. As we manage to get through a dangerous path in Goraj, we decide to rest for the night. As I walk around the encampment, suddenly a strange feeling that someone is missing bothers me. I ask around and everyone agree on one thing, that they don't remember seeing Vieira all day. Our daughter? That is worrisome. She is still just a child. What if she got lost somewhere in the forest along the way? She's probably lonely and, more importantly, starving. Well, I will find her myself. Okay. We might become ill. Or we get a search party going. But our daughter might get a rivalry out of it. Out of all of these. I don't want to risk more people getting lost. I don't know. I don't want my firstborn daughter to just kind of vanish. So we'll spend some prestige and go and try and find the girl. Let's see. We get her back and we're closer to forming a rivalry with her. I don't exactly know why, but... Okay, now the marriage proposal acceptance letters are going to roll in. As they do. Oh, are you at war? Yes. High Chieftain in the war against the tyranny. Okay. It's not a holy war. Because if there was already a holy war going, I might join it. Or I might start my own, basically. Let's see. There's nothing we can do here. Could offer vassalage, but they're not really interested in it. It's nothing. Yeah, we're not employing a wet nurse. Oh, we have an excellent wet nurse. I think that's the Amazonian one. It's a high expense, but we'll go with it. Let's have a wet nurse. I believe we're still losing a bunch of money for replacing our troops. No, that's done. Okay. So we're just poor. That's what it is. Let's see. Wolf struggle. Our journey is violently interrupted by the sound of tearing flesh and gnashing jaws and the desperate cries of a man about to meet his end. The noise is so horrific it must have come from the depth of hell. Attempting to track the source, we find a desperate knight struggling with a wild wolf. His blade is wedged between the beast's jaws, but his grip is beginning to falter. So we could send our son, our 5-year-old son, to help him. Which gives me 150 prestige, possibly. Or I can help him myself and I might get wounded. Or he just kind of dies, you know. He's a dishonorable craven. Philip the Craven. Is he good at anything? For being a craven, he's a pretty good soldier. Okay, we'll help him. He'll make for a decent knight. Okay. We were wounded a little bit, and our healer is aggravating the wound. Well done, him. A duel demand. An imposing man standing on the road ahead of us. I am Dragomir of Uzurod. I have bested dozens of men in combat, and honestly, all those fights were dull. So here I am on this road looking for someone better than me, someone who I can learn from. If you can best me in combat, I will become a valuable and loyal servant. And so on this day, I demand to meet one of you in a fair fight. All right, so who are we going to send today? Our child? A woman? Clearly, this is the option. So I have no interest if you can just kind of walk past. You might be less valuable after I win. So we have a good chance of losing that one and getting severely injured because we were just mauled by a wolf. But we have a chance of this lad joining our court, who is an even better knight than the lad we faced before. But I'm pretty sure he's going to beat our behind. We could put out Ekaterina, who is kind of horrible at all of this, but still a little bit better than us. So what we're going to do is we will try this. 29% chance that we win, and you probably know how this is going to go. We might even fall into the negative on our prestige here. So let's see. Whoa! We won, and Dragomir is now part of our stuff and things. Who are we trying to befriend? Probably one of our courtiers. He immediately gets a wife. Sure. Let's see. Do we have someone young with a good inheritable trait that would have him? Maybe let's get him someone who's fecund. We get lots of kids out there. Let's go. I think they should get a bonus in opinion because we, you know, gave them their spouse. Alright, let's see. We have arrived. We can go back. We gained 3 trait experience in horse. Okay. So we know horses a little bit better now. And our regency has ended. So we get our decisions back, which we can do. We can pay homage. Oh, okay. And petition our... so paying homage is we go to our liege and give him a gift and be like, hey, bruh, you're the coolest. Demonstrate submission. We give him nothing. We could give him gold. Nah. We'll just pay homage as it is. Honestly, I don't know exactly why I'm doing that. I think it is going to increase his opinion of us. Especially since... Oh, wait. Is he a title claimant on something that we have? Or are we a claimant on something he has? Okay, we have 0 claims. So he must be a claimant on something that we have. Meaning... Okay, let's check this out. What title? I think this one. Khmer. Yeah, that's definitely ours. But they are unpressed, so... We could fight a war of independence against him, which he's gonna soundly win. He has more money, more troops. So we're not gonna do that for the moment. Okay, so the gay kings in the south are now nudists. Alright. Why shouldn't they be? So they don't like us because we're Catholic. And they're strong believers on top of it. So, alright. We're going kind of slow through all this. Because we want to manage to not trip over the things that are happening. We're not going to pay homage, I have decided. Because the dude has claims on our stuff. We're not going to petition him in either. Nothing to petition him for, I don't think. We can pardon our courtier. Yeah, we'll pardon her. What are we pardoning you for? I don't even know what I'm pardoning you for, but you are pardoned for being a fornicator. Alright. As long as you give my boy here some kids. Let's see. Ah, the befriend scheme is happening with our spy master. So, let's see. He gets a weak hook on us. No, we don't want that. No. We'll avoid things like that. You don't want your spy master to have hooks on you. So they can use it against you. No. So upgrading this will take a long, long while. We don't have the prestige. We don't have the gold. I don't think it matters much. But that's fine. Alrighty. So, we have a realm. Could increase our control, but honestly... Titles can be revoked is nice, but it's all in the family at the moment, so... It just costs us things, it doesn't really give us much. We could attack our neighboring duke here, who is... Oh, well, we can't, but, you know, we could try. But this guy is blobbing over there. So let's turn inward toward our main holding here and see if we can't upgrade it in some way. No money and no technology, I think. Let's see, social manipulation. Oh, vassal and knight. Ugh. Goodness. So he's growing bolder, and his challenges to us are no longer going unnoticed. We could go with, how dare you challenge your duke? He'd hate that, and we'd be a little bit stressed because we are fickle. We will ignore him and steal his ideas, which would give us diplomatic lifestyle experience. But we are quite forgiving, so that's giving us stress as well. I think we'll go with that. All of these are kind of bad-ish good. This is the best bad-ish ones because we do get a weak hook on him, which we might be able to use for something. My lad, are you unmarried or is that just the view right now? Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we got a weak hook on him by stealing his ideas. And let's check those out. All right. We don't want the grand tournament. So let's check out the weak hook and get a little bit into what we can do there. Intrigue. So hooks and secrets over here. That's where we want to be, and that's where we go. And we have two hooks. We have one on our kid, because they're our kid. And we have one on the lad here. So what can we do with the weak hooks? It tells us a weak hook is a fairly common hook. Yeah. That you could get for someone owing you a favor, stuff like that. Are there many interactions where a weak hook can be used? For example, a marriage proposal that cannot be used to force someone to become an agent in a murder and do not provide passive benefit like a strong hood might do. Every child born to a noble house also owes the house head an initial weak hook, so that's why we have one on our kid. So there's probably not much we can do with him. We could imprison him. He kind of gets a choice to run away or accept his imprisonment. If we use a weak hook, I don't think he's going to run away. He's just going to accept his thing. Since we are forgiving, we could give up the hook and lose some stress in that way. We could offer a ward, so he would have to take that offer. Honestly, I've never seen them reject it, so I don't know why I need a hook for that. And we could try and arrange a marriage, which doesn't really help because there's nothing really there that we could do. For a strong hook is a little bit better. You can do more things, but at this point in time with a lowly vassal like that, it's not really super interesting. I think the best option we have, since we're forgiving, would be abandoning the hook and reducing some of our stress there. That's the best. So this is our stress right now, 38 out of 300 on the first level. So we abandon it and we lose almost all our stress from it. And he gains 50 opinion of us for 10 years, which is a long time. So we'll forgive him. And look at that. We got a lad who's forgetting that we fired him and that he wants a seat on the council, and he's kind of okay with it now because we are so forgiving. We are so nice to him. So that's good. Let's keep going. Just working through time. We are still being raided, which isn't technically true because, well, no one is raiding us directly, but they might have moved through for a moment. Why do these pop up again? Has something changed in leadership? No, it's still the same king. They're just back on the menu. Ah, very good. So our daughter is more likely to receive a good education due to the tutelage of her dear mama, which we like to see. She's actually having pretty good traits there, which is nice. So a faction has been created against our king. We could check this out, I suppose, over here against your liege. So here is a Liberty faction led by this lad with 287 soldiers. That's quite something. So we could create some factions ourselves. We could create an independence faction, a Clément faction, or a dissolution faction. I also don't know why I pronounce Clément. I'm not even sure if this is anything. I think it's just Clement. But I like Clément more. It sounds more medievalish. So we could go ahead and try and put the Duke of Moravia on the throne instead of the lad that is currently on the throne. But I don't think we're going to do that. And we're not joining this faction as well, so... I mean, it's very tempting, but for a county, chancing the wrath of this whole religious subgroup is a little bit... It's a little bit daunting. He's weakening. Why? Why are you weakening? What's happening to your troops there? Really have no idea. But that's a pretty cool capital, I think. Like, this is all his kingdom. And he just decided to put his capital over the river here, over the Danube. And he has this tiny bit, which is right there in the High Chiefdom of Balaton. It's crazy. Oh, we have another daughter. The little Slavomira. Lovely. Let's get her on the spy train, on the intrigue train. And let's get you some education. And we'll find you someone who's good at the spy stuff. For our spy master, for example. So he'll take it and he'll be 15 points nicer to us. Or think 15 points better of us. Let's see if we can't get another alliance here, which we don't already have. And one that is matrilineally supported as well. Like, all these are pretty old. That doesn't matter too much, honestly. Let's kick out the inheritable trait thing, maybe. Or let's set a age difference for like 5 years. Maybe there's someone there. Oh, yeah. The Barony of Imola. That's just a city, so it's not super ideal, but needn't be a problem. We could also go with Gauthier, who is just beautiful. And that might introduce some beauty into our bloodline. Let's see. Let's get an age difference of 10. Oh, that's more interesting. The County of Savoie, which is somewhere over in France, so they're not super helpful in a fight, but even having that is enough to deter some potential, you know, people who might be looking with covetous eyes upon what we have. So I think it might be a decent idea to do that. Let's see. We'll go 15 years age range. Barony of Turiek. Oh, that's much closer and is Herculean, which is the male equivalent to Amazonian. So this guy is perfect. He is absolutely perfect, I must say. He's vastly inferior, you know. I think that's even the guy who's running the faction against his lord, but it doesn't really matter much. We just want the trait, really. Could exchange hostages. Why ever would I want to do that? To ensure a peace? I mean, hostages are there for that. I don't like the name because it's not necessarily true. If it were called Ward, that would be nicer. But in effect, a hostage is a hostage is a hostage, yeah? So, let's first get this done, and then maybe we exchange the hostage, you know? So the Duke doesn't get any ideas on our stuff. So they are now betrothed, so I can go ahead and be like, hey. But there's no recipient there, so it doesn't... I don't know why the game says we can do it, because we can't, clearly. So he's getting ever weaker. We can't do this because we are not pious enough. So we could only go for a county, really, but it comes down to the same thing, kind of. So do we do that? I mean, Catholic rulers might also join me on this. So, you know. Plus this religion is kind of scattered. There's a lot of people wobbling about. We'll consider it. Let's see. Language barrier. We're spending time with our friend Koloman. But usually the language barrier isn't a problem, but today I appear to have upset my dear friend with something I said. He said something that sounded like a joke and I laughed as at courtesy, but then he gave me a glare that spoke 1,000 words. As I felt the glare pierce my soul, I could see our friendship, which transcends language, slipping away. What can I do to fix the situation? Perhaps I should learn Serbo-Croatian. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to have this and the befriend screen at the same time. So, yeah, I am not allowed, so... I wish the game would tell you. So, but it's okay. We'll do that. It's just 17 years with a 23% chance of success. That's perfectly fine and reasonable, isn't it? I'm waiting for this raid here to end right now, so we can just attack them. I'm gonna try our luck, you know. Maybe it works out. So, let's set another military point, a rally point up here to the border. You can just add a bunch of flags around your country. So you needn't just raise your army in one place and then walk it all the way around. You can put them up basically anywhere which belongs to you. And we'll try this. It might go horribly wrong. But, yeah, no. Why not? Alright, so he raises armies exactly in the same spot as us, basically. Oh. Sadly, we don't have the money to get Alp on our side, but we have some really, really good knights. Let's check this here. Hills. It might be better to get our hill expert in here, or one of them rather, and the holy warrior. So he's ideal. He is reckless as our current commander. He's a rough terrain expert, which is good for hills, and he's a holy warrior, and we're fighting a different religion, so he's going to perform much better than the other one. Let's see. It's self-evident. Called to become regent. Oh. To all that my liege cannot shoulder the burdens of rule by himself. Why, he's just traveling. Okay. So we could try and swing the regency scales of powers in our direction. You gain access to borrowed powers that can be used against your liege and fellow vassals. Or we could just be like, recognition, very good, and take the prestige. We might use and need the prestige for the war we're currently in. So we'll just go with recognition. And not try and antagonize our lord. Or our fellow vassals. But let's check this out real quick. Where's the realm of our lord? How does that work? Council? How are we the spy master? I really wish I weren't the spy master. I'm really bad at it. Can't I become... Maybe I can petition my lord for that. Let's see. Advice regent. You are acting regent. All right, I haven't ever done this, so let's see how it goes when it does. I'm gonna move away a little bit so we don't hear the continual moving of boots on the ground. Your regent for your liege. Okay, yeah, we know that. As a regent, you get special borrowed powers that you can use on your liege or fellow vessels. Your liege always has a veto rights over those borrowed powers. Using the powers on your fellow vessels may be seen as an overreach of power, giving you a strife opinion penalty. Okay, so this is the regency window. All right. So there are the scales of power. The further the scales favor you, you will have access to more borrowed powers. All right. Your liege can give you a mandate, which will give you opportunities to improve the realm. If you handle these opportunities well, you can tip the scales of power in your favor. If the conditions that started the regency are no longer true, the liege can try to end it. If the scales of power are strongly in your favor, you even may be able to resist the ending regency, perhaps even starting a war for their primary title, which is crazy. So that is a thing that didn't exist in Crusader Kings 2. That's entirely new to this. And I think it's a nice opportunity to move up in the world like that. So you could try using... I understand this. So let's click and check this place here. So we could click on swing. Our mandate is promote authority. I believe that's the one that is selected. Show the realm who truly rules is. So what's this? Self-interested, self-interested. He's selfless. He's a good lad. We can't entrench the regency because the power isn't really anywhere there. So what happens if we click this? Leverage gold, leverage piety, of which we have almost none. Prestige. Now we have nothing to swing any of this. So I don't know, maybe there's going to be events. That does something? I don't know. Alright. Let's get back to our war here. And we will reach this army before they manage to retreat. So it's not even that small of an army, to be quite honest. It's sizable. Let's check out the battle. So we are getting full effects from our archers and our heavy infantry. Only our light footmen are suppressed by his archers. So all in all, he really shouldn't have any sort of chance to win this one. Okay. There's more troops now coming there. An enemy ally has joined the war. That might be him, actually. So we are facing, realistically, 1,171 troops. So what we are going to do, we just beat this army. He's going to retreat to here. Actually, no, we can't do that because we are going to lose people. So he's going to retreat to here. Let's see where he actually is going to retreat to. So this is still hills. We still have the right land to do it. Can we go here without losing men? No. So realistically, he could join these armies and have a fighting force that's pretty... Oh, we can walk here. I'm trying to find where he ends up with this troop so we can kill him before he gets a chance to combine this army and the other one. That's basically what I'm looking to do. And it would be a balanced fight, but we're not going to reach anyway. He's going to flee early enough. It would have been a balanced fight because we would be crossing a river. And he might actually have a better general than we. Over there. So we'll have to see. I think it's a good idea to call in an ally. We don't need much. So we'll go with the Count Velimir the Craven of Liptov. He can bring in some troops. Just to balance the scales a little bit, because if the 603 army is already sort of a problem, that's not ideal for us. So we'll just stand here in siege in hopes of our ally arriving before their ally does. And he's coming from right there. So it should be fine. Enemy combatants captured. Oh, very good. He's a lowborn. Could we ransom him? For a hook, yes. We could also go ahead. Demand conversion. Doesn't help us. Since he's a title holder, I can force him to join my court. Which would be nice for a knight of his quality, you know. Wouldn't be bad. Yeah, our footmen aren't. Yeah, they did actually pretty well, honestly. Our knights usually mopping the field with everyone. Our bowmen are a bit of an embarrassment. So, instead of joining my army, he is currently pursuing the enemy. Well, he was, until he turned around. I don't know where he's going. No clue. It might be a different war he's involved in. Yeah, there's a bunch of wars going on here. He's attacking this lad. Slavomira's first steps. Oh, cute. A giant step for a child, a small step for a ruler. What else can she do? Yeah, so what? I walk every day. No one's applauding me anymore for that. I cannot swing the scales of power, so it's kind of grayed out. We could steal gold from our liege as regent. Okay, now. A huge sum. So we could steal a small sum or a medium sum. That's almost the same chance. You get a secret. So a secret is something, if someone discovers it about it, they might use it against us. Let's check out if this fits our purpose. We are fickle. We are content. We are forgiving. No, we are not an embezzler. We might be, but we are not. Not truly. Not really. When Crusader Kings 3 first came out, I wasn't too sure about this thing. But now I quite like it. It's an overall improvement for just 8 million little icons up here. And they did move a bunch of them that were more important out, so you could see it immediately. So our ally is still hunting the enemy army for reasons entirely unknown to me. Let's see. Mandate. Look at it this way. Ah, these are now regency things, I think. Regency events. We're not opposed to King Rotislav's wishes, draws Count Miroslav, sneering all the while. Merely not enslaved to them? It's not so hard to understand. I spent the better part of my afternoon trying to improve relations between my liege and his councillors, to no avail. Thanks in no small part to this ignorant man's bullheadedness. I sigh internally. I am the regent, and my mandate necessitates these duties. So we could go and go, everyone gets 81% chance that everyone gets a positive opinion of King Rostislav. And swings by 5. Does that mean toward him or toward me? Since it's red, I would say wait, but since I have 0, you know. Or we could go with the crown does not just rest with a king and be like, you know, get a little bit of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge in there. Nor should you be, but better service encourages beneficence. So, we leave stress because we are content. I will go with this, I think. The crown does not just rest with the king, it rests upon all of our shoulders. And every councillor present gets some respect of us and of the king. And he has returned from his travels, so we are no longer regent anyhow. So that's fine. It's a weird mechanic. I bet it's really cool, but to me, it's a little bit... Oh, we can create another men-at-arms regiment. That will be 100% something we can't do yet. Siege weapons. Siege weapons or pike, since we're so close to all these Khazars. I don't like me some pike, you know? They're tough. They're prickly. Some screening would be nice as well. You know, pursuit and screening. Lots of good options, but honestly, I think siege weapons would be a better choice for all of that. So the enemy is just... Okay, he's arriving in our holdings now, in our lands. But we'll have taken over his thing, and the thing we came for anyhow, so... Very good. Now we can go face him as he travels through our lands. Where we will also take on supplies. You take on supplies in countries you hold, which are striped with your color, or countries that are just basically your own as they are. So this will be a good one. More commander traits, more soldiers, higher quality, more men-at-arms counter. So that should be an easy one there if he chooses to stay there. And we definitely want to lift this siege. So far, no one else has joined him. And crushing his 500 soldiers here should dent this into our favor quite severely. Okay. You may arrive not in time. You will not arrive. It's weird. In the first message it says you may not, and second it's like, no, definitely not. Don't even try. Could start out with that, right? But no. Yeah, that's a clear one. No contest. Men-at-arms and knights. That's where it's at. I tell you. The lure of language. This is from our scheme here right now. Ruling the multicultural Duchy of Uruzurod comes with its own set of challenges. Foreign subjects often feel alienated when they cannot speak the native tongue in court, breeding resentment. Okay, yeah, sure. So we could hit the books. We could hire a tutor, which will cost us all our money, which we can't really do. Or we go with why bother. Slovian is clearly superior. So we're gonna go with that because we can't really... We could go with this. You learn the Serbo-Croatian language. Is a chance, you know? We get some stress potentially. Let's try. Let's try. Alright, so we've won. We could try and attack something else, but there's raiders sitting there right now, so we'll go and hold what we've taken. Advantage in this location. Interesting. I never saw that. 14 plus 5. 14 plus 5. Let's find someone else. 40 plus 3. 14 plus 0. Interesting. I never noticed that in the tooltip here. That's very good. That makes it much easier to find a place where you would want to fight, right? So 14 plus 7 is clearly better than 14 plus 5. 14 plus 2 at home. That's not great. Why is it so high here? Maybe they have something built. Hunting grounds. Plus 2 advantage. And it's hills, so... we're no longer wounded. Very good. We have captured some enemy combatants. He is no longer besieged by someone else. So this here, let's see, garrison of 195. I mean, this is closer, right? Let's go here. I'm not gonna catch his army. They're moving away. Our ally is following, but we'll start a new siege there. We have full supplies. We're good. Could try and convince to join, have him join us. Ooh, yay. New talent point. We failed on our first attempt here, so we gained some stress. But we can go ahead and try again. And I think try again we should. True ruler. Offer vassalization acceptance plus 20. Sounds good. We could go groom to rule as well. But I think our children are a little bit past that now. So not sure if it would still help to get it at this point in time. I really like the music. One of the very few games where I like the music. Also, what I notice is if I scroll with WASD, it's fairly smooth. If I go with edge scrolling, it's a little bit laggy, it looks like. Weird. Or I'm just imagining it. I don't know. So I'm not gonna pursue him because our ally is doing it. So instead, we'll just stick with the siege, which is going pretty quick. And we'll just keep that up. What do we have here? Recently looted. Yeah, I think that was one of those raids we couldn't do anything about. We have failed. So we must give up and just take all the stress from the learning. From the failing at the learning. Well, we'll see. So he might try and retake what we took. Is a bold strategy. There was someone just swooshing in from the south. Is this a new ally? No, that's his existent ally. And he just brings his knights and 2 or 3 people. Interesting. So our ally is probably going to crush him here. It's all good. They might join in. It's not going to change anything, I don't think. Yeah, number superiority alone is going to win this one. I'm a little bit sad that the impassable terrain doesn't tell me what these mountains are called. My geography skills aren't good enough. So it looks bad, but it isn't, because this side is our side, so this bar going that way is good. It's a bit confusing because blues just generally progress for you. Just in this case it isn't. Alright, we have also won our siege, and that ends this war. So no hostages will be in exchange, we will just win it. And that's that now. And we disband our army. And we're now above our management limit again. So we will go ahead and check our succession. Check what titles we're losing. And we'll give him the new title as well. So, grant titles, he gets this. You can just click on it on the map, which is, I think, is very nice. So this newly acquired land we don't have to take care of. He'll do it. Alrighty. We now control this. Oh. Our daughter comes of age and she can not marry her betrothed yet because this lad is not yet of age. So in a few years, until then, you keep your nose clean, eh? Question is, can I put her on the council as my chancellor? No. Women can only be spy masters, I think. At least in our culture and everything. So let's see, where are we at? Oh, okay. So now that we have increased our border region here, we have some more wars we could fight reasonably well. We can declare war here, another holy war, but we don't have the piety. It's funny how it warns us in other places, but it doesn't here. So now all these are holy wars, and we are just not pious enough. But we could help it if we had the money, which we don't. We could go on a pilgrimage if we had the money, which we do not, as I said. Let's see. Can we petition our liege to switch our council position? Is that something we can do? 100 prestige. That's fine. Oh no, I didn't want the whole thing to go away. Send bailiffs so we can increase our county control. Sponsored priest, so he helps us convert stuff. A royal visit, popular opinion, or 45 borders. What does that do? Doesn't really say. It says strengthen your border counties. How does he do that? I don't know. I would like to change my council seat. Really? Okay. So do we want to fortify the border? Which, again, it doesn't really say what it does. Strengthen your border counties. We'll just do it and see what it does. So, border counties. This one is one, I'd say. No, it's... Yeah, no, this here is a border county. So there's a fortification level of 2. I don't know if that does anything. We'll see. What travel plan? What? Where are we traveling and why? Oh, to petition him. Ah, okay. I get it. All right, I get it. We're not gonna get mercenary guards. We are traveling in our own home. This should be fine. There's some danger there, but it's okay. We'll start traveling. Let's go. Go petition. I don't think it was something where we would have to walk, but it makes some sense, you know, that if you want something off your liege, you have to go there in person. So we have a new regency. We can't wait to start going here. And she is our lover, so she loves us dearly. Let's go. Tempting fruit, huh? Hold on. What if it's poisonous? Unknown plant rash. What does it do? Tiny health penalty. Attraction opinion. Let's go with that. Okay. The fruit was harmless. It's just her lover's pox on her face there. Why are you not having children with my lad? Shame. Doesn't always work. Let's see. As we traverse the grasslands, trudging through the dirt, we encounter modest wayward shrine. Naively carved, my god. It sports a cross at its head, and below, the weathered words. Here lays Saint Haderslav of Nitra, blessed son of Boinitze? No. It seems a local spiritual figure is being patronized in these parts. One not sanctioned by the Catholic clergy. Cast down this heterodoxy. So we would desecrate a tomb which the clergy likes. But the Duke will not. We could patronize a local saint, which will increase our popular opinion. And Nitra, which isn't ours, becomes a little bit cooler. He likes us a little bit better. Or we just go. I think we'll patronize this saint here. We are, after all, a guest in foreign lands. Look at our staff glimmering, though. We are traveling in style. Our financial situation is really dire, honestly. There we go. Okay. Nice. 200 diplomacy lifestyle experience. And here is our king sitting on his throne next to his wife. And this bishop's there. And he's got some courtier there, looking all fancy, fresh. And there's another one here hidden behind the thing. I coolly outlined the threat posed by the realm's neighbors, drawing attention to the Grand Principality of Hungary and the risks posed to my lands. After listening to the speech, he smiles warmly at me and states, "Absolutely, vassal. I shall dispatch my agents immediately to take care of this matter. Thank you, my liege." So, we lose... No, the king loses 50 gold, gains 10 opinion of us. All of our holdings bordering the realms get marcher fortifications. Oh, fort level goes up, garrison size plus 20%, and danger minus 10. And our dynasty gets some renown. Thank you, my liege. That's cool. So now we travel back. So we're sharing power, huh? Not the way of it. Where can I see that from my own realm? Where do I see this? Here. Yeah, but it's fine. It's all good. Nothing to worry about. Nothing more has happened on our travels. We just return home. Very good. And we could pay homage to our liege now. And increase obligations. Does that just increase obligations? Could promise him a favor. Nah, we're not going to do anything. We don't have the money to spend to travel more and then run into events that cost us money. No. We'll leave that as it is for the moment. So offer vassalage is plus 20 now because we have true ruler. But people aren't too interested in that. So something to look out for in Crusader Kings 3 is succession. But not just what you have. Because if you are a duke, your children are supposed to inherit equal rank. So, if your kid can't inherit a duchy title, and there is one that could be created, even if you can't afford it, it's going to be created. So you're going to be a little bit careful there. And make sure that the titles you do hold aren't eligible for creating a duchy. Otherwise, you splinter your realm. So, looking at... Let's look at a few places here around us. So, this here is this title, and it's part of that duchy. Okay, here we see the duchies. So, we got this, and we got a piece of this, but we don't have everything. So, if we got this piece up here... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay, this exists... We would need to usurp it. And we have this. I don't think we have enough of it to usurp it. Yeah, we have only 1 of 2 required counties. So that's fine. We're fine here. But if we took this, could be a problem. We have nothing of this. So if we took too much of this, we might have a problem. We have 1 bit of this, so if we take another one, that could lead... Actually, no, we have 0 of that. Who's this then? Who does this belong to? Still him? Oh no. That might be part of Hungary? I don't know. But that's something to keep in mind. Same goes for kingdom titles later, and so on and so forth. So be careful with how you expand. But right now I see no direct dangers for us around us. So this guy, he is pretty strong. He is pretty strong indeed. I mean, we're getting there, you know. Let's see. Can we adjust our... Where do I adjust your vassal contract? I can't. I think we can speed up. Right now we're not doing anything much, really. We're just waiting for our gold to fill back up. So we can do things that help us have more gold in the future, really. Like constructing a new holding, which is all very, very expensive. It's extremely important eventually. But, yeah. Especially like building a city or a temple, that's all pretty good. Though all these lands here are kind of horrible. Let's be honest. It's very little space to build. But it might be a problem of the early age. Maybe they changed something. Let's check out another place that should have a lot of spots to build. They only have 3. They have the... is that the full? Or is there something missing? I feel like I remember there were a possibility of like 5 slots, but... yeah, I don't know. Just our place here isn't great. It's 2 building slots, not even a duchy slot. Oh, actually our stuff belongs to the Duchy of Nitra. Oh boy. Hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I'm not going to say a name because I'm into data protection, so unless you want to shout out, you tell me in chat, I'll shout you out. But otherwise, I'm not saying your name. Just know, I'm grateful. Let's see. Continue on through time. So if we are part of the Duchy of Nitra, then our duchy is this stuff. So we don't have this stuff. So we should be able to fight him over that stuff. Council invitation. Oh no, our liege died. That's what I should... interesting. Alright, okay. We now have a 3-year-old queen of Great Moravia. Alright. And we will absolutely accept her gracious invitation to be Chancellor of Great Moravia. At 3 years old, this girl is already more sensible than her father ever was. Because I am a diplomat, not a spy master. I mean, I wouldn't say a tea party as such. But in the end, sitting on the council of a 3-year-old might lead to tea parties. So we'll definitely take it. We'll definitely take it. All right, I can bring up chat now because there is chat. Oh no, I broke the chat. Darn. The HRE Council, nah. The HRE isn't founded at all. We are over here, very early on. No HRE yet. We are in the Kingdom of Great Moravia. HRE would be somewhere here, and it's way too early for that, I think. So it's just the Council of Great Moravia. But for me, that's the world, you know. So I think the game froze. Let me check now. It's all looking quite fine on my end. Can't see an issue there. Let's see. For too long I have suffered the indignities at the hands of our Queen Blazena. I will not stand idle while by our liege abuses her loyal vassals. Dude, she has reigned for like two hours or so. Let's see. How strong is this boy? And how strong is this? Yeah, alright. Okay, so before I make a choice, I want to see what we're up against, yeah? So we bring around 1,000 troops. That's all we bring. I don't think we can call in our allies. I don't know, but I don't think so. So if we stand with him, what does that mean? What do you want? What will be the enforced demands here? Okay, so autonomous vassals will be granted. And she is deposed, so one of her heirs will take over. And her primary heir is, to no one's surprise, this lad. Now, he's pretty strong. He would be a stronger king. Now, will this king make a good choice and make us chancellor? Right now we're chancellor, it's good, but I don't think we have a chance standing against these people. She has one alliance here. And that alliance is at war with her. So, yeah, they are at war with her, so that's not going to happen. So it's really up to us. Everyone is in revolt against her. And I think Duke Svatopluk, even though he has some of our holdings. Let's join here. I think. Let's raise our armies. I've never been so unsure of a war in my life. That's not true, but this is where I'm really a little bit worried about whether or not this is right. Oh, our wife is pregnant again. Very nice. I was actually wanting to save money, but now it seems like we're spending money once more by fighting a war. But we're gonna go and try and be the first one to siege. So if we win the siege, then we get the money from the siege, while our allies are just hunting the rabbit out there. And we might even capture the queen. Child queen. Okay, so we're the first at the siege. It doesn't really matter because we are heralds. We are not equipped to deal with this siege. So we'll have to wait for the others to join us. Or it will take 8 months. Not too bad, honestly. So this icon here says the fort level is too high, yeah? Meaning that it's going to take us longer to finish up. So, yeah. It just takes more time, basically. It's not impossible, but the time it takes can be prohibitively high. Are these raiders? Something I've always hated. Alright. Question from chat. Do you know what happens if you only have a single daughter and your main ruler dies in a culture where females can't inherit? Do you lose instantly, or would they get a small title after your death? Would you be able to give them at least some titles before your death so you don't start entirely all over? Great question. So, generally, let's check the potential succession types for a moment, the gender laws. So, generally, we're talking about, your question is with a culture where females cannot inherit. So that would be males only. So let's look at this. Women are disqualified from inheritance, meaning, to your question, you cannot give them a title before you die. They cannot have a title, they cannot get one, they're out at all. So, they cannot inherit it, so they're out. Meaning, literally you have no chance, like you're done. If you are in a male-only gender law rule, and you have only a female in your line of succession, you're done. What could happen, though, is generally your line of succession isn't straight. You know? It could be that there is a male nephew, there is a male uncle, something like that. So you could switch over to a different male of your dynasty, even though they're not your direct children. That is generally what would happen. So male only means if there's a male of your bloodline, yeah, a grandson would absolutely work. They would immediately skip over the daughter, go straight to the grandson. Exactly. You cannot have that, and the title, the family tree is a little bit more branchy than it looks like here. I'm trying to find the family tree. I don't remember how to get there. Ah, boy, I haven't looked at that for a long, long time. There, that's our family. That's our lineage. So if we open the dynasty tree, this is because it's early game. Yeah, so this is the very first character that you can have if you start a new game. But in the next line, basically once my children have children, all these become a thing as well. Yeah. Family clouds is a good thing. That's a possibility. Let me see if I can't fix getting up Twitch chat on the display here. It worked earlier, but not now. Oh, I think I have an idea what was the problem. Nope, I have no idea what was the problem. What's the issue? All right, there we go. Now we see Twitch chat as well. Alrighty, we're not gonna turn it into a cloud. But what I wanted to complain about just now was the color differentiation between a hostile army and an army you're actually at war with. So look at these two reds, this red and this red. I swear, it's so difficult to tell, and I'm not even colorblind or anything. The darker red, this is a direct enemy to you right now in the war you're in. These are just probably raiders or something. So you could fight them, but they're not going to pursue you. They're not part of the war. These guys are going to attack you and stuff. I hate that. I don't know why it's still the way it is. This could very well just be like orange or yellow. You know, a very clear distinction there. Okay. What? Slippery when wet, rare solitude. Bathing alone is a rare treat for me. As the Duke, I am attended at all times, either by genuine servants or else by vassals looking to have a quiet word without interruption. And even something as intimate as cleaning myself is subject to that. Gently leveraging my languid form from the bath, I grip the edge of and step towards the waiting stack of folded towels. Except, not quite. My foot still wet. Oh no. Did we die? No, okay, nothing bad happened. Yeah, I think I almost died. And if our enemy army is gonna hit... Oh, okay, no, they ran into these guys. I was just... If this enemy beelines for my capital, I'm gonna be a little bit annoyed. But they were battered to death before they ever could try and reach. I really do need siege weapons, but we don't have that as a cultural thing yet. So, the hysterical fiend, schema discovered. Oh, we have a new... Oh, all the things happening all at once, as it is tradition. My spy master has come to me with grave news. It is my wife, Duchess Miloslava, that is plotting against my friend Koloman. Can you stop? I should be able to tell her to stop. No, I am not able to tell her to stop. Not from here, anyway. My wife is a dwarf. She is quite mature. I will have you know. I'll show you. There you go. See? She is 34. Not quite a child, no. She is just a fairly small person. Also, she's kind of an angry dwarf, which I feel is hitting some unacceptable, you know, prejudices. Like, that's just easier on the back. Well, when carrying her, we will just say. I don't know why would I carry her around, but yeah, true. So we have 2 daughters, 2 sons, and I was looking at this here right now. So, a new perk. Groom to rule. Children receive 1, 2, 3 extra skill points. I mean, it's early enough that it might still help. And we can't commission an epic because we are poor as heck. So, I'll go here. It's not ideal to split it up like this because I might never reach August or Patriarch, but we'll go with that. I think our... main heir, yeah. There's still time for him to get more points. The ugly little runt. Oh, what is that? We have a son and a daughter twins? That is fantastic. Let's give them family member names. After myself. So, me and my wife, Miss Lava and Predslav, we're gonna have these kids here. May you grow strong and wise. Haven't seen twins before? And it happens. I think I've never seen triplets or anything, but I think that's also a thing that exists. So twins have a special thing here. They have a fame trait, which is the blue one, and they constantly have a plus 15 opinion to their twin, which is, I think, is cool. Makes some sense. Right, let's make sure they grow up sensibly well, and she will be an intrigue focus. I don't think we need that. Like, we don't have very high fertility or anything. Well, we are in good health because we are a wrestler. But we are not specifically fertile in any way. We have no trait that would help that much. And our wife, I don't think, has anything either. Nope. She is not specifically fertile, and she's in regular health. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it might be a part of the genetics in the game. Like, with real children as well. By the way, what's going on here? Okay, there is another war. We are just not part of that. They are fighting this guy who we are currently in a war with together. Okay, that's what's going on. But I feel maybe if we look at the legacies for the blood, there might be something that increases the chance for... Nope. There's no chance for twins. Just a chance for having good traits and for passing the good traits on. And since twin isn't a congenital trait, but just a fame trait, I don't think it's inheritable. But yeah, probably would have to look that up. Whether or not there's something about that. Alright, let's keep going. Anything else I need to take care of? Counties in populist factions. Okay. I don't want to demand any hostages, thank you. Alright, we're still trying to learn a language here. I see a good choice. Can you help me make sense of this? Gains helpful assistance. See... I mean, yeah, Koloman is who we are trying to learn this for anyway. He might as well join us. Okay, no triplets, twin, and another child from a lover at the same birth. Okay. I think that's actually a thing. Like, people can have multiple kids from multiple fathers at the same time. Oh, Groom to Rule has been firing here. So, our daughter, who's already of age, 18, got 3 diplomacy. Our heir got 1 stewardship. Our second son got 2 stewardship. And our daughter got 3 diplomacy. It's not bad. We got some money from the siege, so we're going to go for the next siege to get even more money, hopefully. Let's see. What else? Right. We want to make sure that our son gets some solid education. Let's check the succession, how this works out. Okay, so this lad, he would get 2 counties. Leaving us with 2, pretty much. It's not bad. We could put him on the learning focus and try and make a monk out of him. If we survive long enough for that. But we are Catholic, so that should be an option. Ask to take vows. Yeah, at 10 we can try. And we do have a hook, so we can absolutely turn him into a monk. Yeah, I agree. If you want to go line of succession wise, it makes a whole lot of more sense. I mean, that's the whole thing with Judaism, at least in the Orthodoxy. I don't think that's a base thing. I mean, you can convert to Judaism, but generally Judaism is an inherited religion, right? And it goes by the mother, not by the father, because the mother is the only certain point in that. So if the mother is a Jew, then the child will be a Jew. So they know what's up. They realize. They understand. Let's see. My spy master has come with grave news. While we do not yet know who, someone is trying to kill our wife. Oh boy. Right. Let's check the intrigue thingy going on here. Can I... Okay, I know nothing interesting here. And we don't know who's doing that. But it's a 5% success chance, so I'm not worried. She'll be fine. In Asian and African kingdoms, well, I would like to tell you that there's any difference, but it isn't. The game at its point as it is right now, the succession options that we can see here are the succession options. There's nothing interesting. There's no variations from culture to culture. These are the ones. And I believe most of them start with male preference. There are some that have female preference, but its majority is female preference. Like down here somewhere, I did it a long while ago. There's an achievement where you can unite all of Africa as a woman. I got a playlist over on YouTube where I did the whole thing, which is Daurama, I think it's called. I don't quite remember where we start there, but there are kingdoms down here that have a female preference somewhere. But if you're clicking to it here, you can see it's all men. Men. But you have to fight for keeping it. There's very early on, there's options to try and get rid of that. How many counties was that for the achievement to unite all of Africa? I don't quite remember. A lot, quite a lot. We can see. Can we find based on achievements? Is that possible? Find a title. Let's see. Africa. No, I don't think so. I really don't remember. I think it's not a full title. You're just expected to be an emperor and then take everything. So there's really not a way to just look at it. But we can sum it. Yeah, no, it's not a specific kingdom thing. Like the whole thing of the achievement is you need to unite all of Africa, which is literally you have to take all of this up here, all around there. You have to take all of that, all of these kingdoms you need to have under your rule. They need to be yours. You need to be an empire, and you need to have all of these. That's the achievement, and you need to do it starting as a specific bloodline. Which is, I believe, agnatic instead of cognatic. So female preference. So if we surmise that, we can see how many de jure counties this has. So 18 plus 69 is 70, 80 something. That's a whole lot here. The opposite, and it doesn't show us right now. Why doesn't it show us? I don't know. Because it doesn't exist. 72, so 150, 160, 220. Let's say 300. So around 400 counties to get that achievement. Something like that. Sounds about right. Okay, let's return to what's currently going on. Current affairs. So this enemy hostile army is far enough from us to not be an issue. And they're not going to come for us because they're not hostile. But for forming a kingdom, you're right. So let's check. What's the most sensible kingdom title for us if we're not going for this kingdom title? So we are part of the Grand Principality of Hungary. This is where the majority of our stuff is. So we are de jure part of this. And if we want to be a king, this might be a thing. But we could, of course, declare our own kingdom in the middle. We would still be called Hungary, I think, based on where we are and how much belongs to Hungary. But if we want to go ahead and found a new kingdom, that's what we need. We need a level of fame, blah, 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 and at least 3 or more duchies and a realm size of 30. So 30 counties is what you need to have. Currently, we have 6. Or wait, I might be wrong. I think it's just some of it. Need to be all of it. Why exactly do we care about what's happening in Thüringen? Twisted mockery of the faith. My favorite exploit of the game. I honestly don't even know any exploits. Like I'm super boring vanilla. I just play the game as it is. Like I don't look into exploits. I don't watch videos on it. I know it's a huge thing about these. I don't know. It was a big thing for some time, where it was all about how imbalanced certain things are. I have no idea. I don't know. What's your favorite exploit? Well, wait. If you answer, then I know an exploit. I don't know if that's a good idea. Tell me the exploit without telling me how to exploit it. If you have a favorite one. Let's try that. Alright. We could pay the ransom for our son. Our son is currently in... you know, I don't care. He's the second in line. Keep him. It's not too important. Right. So, at least one of these. So, you can have 3 duchy titles, even if your realm size isn't 30. So, this is possible. I think 3 duchy titles is much more possible than realm size of 30. But it depends on where you are. 3 duchy titles are expensive. 30 counties can be expensive as well to get. So, Prince Karl converted to Catharism. All right. We've got another siege done, and we'll move on to the next siege. Which is the capital here? This thing, the barony. Getting access to all counties, cities, and churches under your direct control. All right. Yeah, okay. I mean, I kind of try that. Oh, we won. What a surprise. The poor child queen is no longer. And we cannot stand down our army because there's hostile armies close by. Now we have a new liege. This lad. Who, you know, is pleased at the moment. Alright. Let's modify our vassal contract, maybe. Guaranteed council rights, and I send you more people. How about that, huh? What do you mean he's not my rightful liege? Who is my rightful liege? I think Hungary is my rightful liege, actually. Well, let's do that. I want to be on the council. And I want protected this, so... You get high everything. Okay, you're not gonna give me that. Wait, this is good for you. Why don't you take that? That's weird. Okay, so I don't want to lose my titles to him. That's what I want, because he has claims on some of my stuff. I think. Oh no, he doesn't have the claims anymore. He actually doesn't. I don't need that. I have claims against him. Alright. So I want to be on the council, and I'm willing to give you some people for that. Yeah. My suggestion, if you ever want to get this, never, ever, ever buy this if it's not on sale. Paradox games go on sale super often and with deep, deep discounts as well. And the base game, you don't need any of the DLC that's currently out. You don't need any of that. What it adds is super marginal. I don't think it's worth it at all. You can get the same, if not more, out of the game with mods. So don't worry about it. Yeah, Game Pass is a good way as well. I forget, it's on there, isn't it? The influential Duke is not only fair to have a voice. Ah, he is a sensible man. He puts us on the council as a chancellor. So we actually get to do a proper thing with our proper things. Why are we so strong? Why are our allies so strong all of a sudden? It's crazy. We could actually wage a holy war against him. And he is alone. Like, Talosist. He is literally alone. No one else with his faith exists. I mean, I do fully recommend these games, but don't ever get them unless they're on sale. Specifically the DLC. And do trust the reviews, honestly, on the DLC. I think sometimes they're way too harsh. But... I think there's... When you start a new game, you can set it to have stuff like animals in the game, basically. But if you go insane... At some point, you will be able to put horses and stuff on the council. So that's the thing. I know that. So should we attack him? Let's check. What do we want from him, ideally? So our duchy is this. This is a duchy. We already have something of this. We want to avoid going here. Along the Transcarpath, because if we get more of this, there is a chance of us getting a claim on that title, which we definitely don't want to do. So, yeah, let's see. Yeah, the Kingdom of Glitterhoof. Honestly, sometimes Glitterhoof is the better counselor choice with all the other options that you are presented. Sometimes. Okay. So we don't have a Casus Belli here, which is okay, fine. Our true calling lies here somewhere, so that's not really a thing. Like our king is crazy strong by himself alone. That's really, he's a strong duke. So we could take something here. So how do we decide? We check out the development level, and we check the tax. That's where we go for. So this place here is not bad. It has super... it's the same development. But it grants more taxes because this is... What is this? That is a tribe holding. So that's not good for us. Also tribe holding. So these are not great for us, honestly, to take. Because tribes we will have to turn into a holding proper eventually. Because until then, they don't give us nothing. So tribal holding isn't great for us. So conquering these is... It's not too good. Doesn't help us too much. But it would be fun. Okay, so he has accepted it, so we have council rights. He can't kick us off the council. We are in there. And there's a dangerous faction against us. But it's just peasant rebel. And I don't care. They will attack in 2 months, but they are not going to be a problem. Our troops will make short work of them, and for now, I'm just looking to fill our coffers a little bit. Generally, you would build up only the direct holdings you have. Oh no. He's coming to raid, and I don't have enough troops to do anything about it. So I'll just have to let that happen. Always feels kind of wrong. Let's see. Is he gonna help? No. He's not being directly raided. He don't care. Could expand somewhere in this direction. I think it's everyone is a tribe here. Oh. Our caravan master just died quite horrifically. In the raid. And our friend Koloman was also killed in the raid. That's not good. And our guest was captured. I don't care about that so much. He's just a guest. Now let's see. You have been overwhelmed by stress. No wonder. No wonder, I tell you. Alright, so let's see. Starts learning scheme against... Oh, the guy we were learning with is gone. So we could switch over to someone, basically. Because... my god. Like with him? I don't really care. I only learned the language for him and he's dead now. So we were looking for for a reason to stop, so hooray, we'll stop. Also, the achievements keep popping up even if you have them. That's kind of weird. I don't know why that is the case, but it does. So what can we do about being stressed? Nothing. We'll not take anything here. We will not become a drunkard. We will not become improvident. We will just take more stress penalty on. And let's get a new chancellor going. Our vassal and knight, who is a strong vassal anyway. So he's perfectly suited for that. He'll get the position. No. The peasant army can rise for all I care. So they're here now with 99 troops. There's a lot of raiding going on right now, so we need to be careful where we put our troops. But as I said, no threat whatsoever. Alright, let's see. Can we win? Oh, our son was released. Thanks. I appreciate it. So that's of course a problem, being a border region here. Slamiva's first enrobing. What? I'm surrounded by incompetence. What's an enrobing? That's something, probably for Catholicism or something. I don't know. She's a little scoundrel. And it's fine that she's running around doing stuff. I don't care. No, the achievements don't do anything at all. And you can see them here. And you can click on that, and then you get the achievements that you have. Like, see, very hard, for example. So, Mother of Us All, that's the one I spoke about. I don't know why that is locked. And it looks like I don't have it, but I have it. It's one of the two that I have. From the hard, very hard tree here, but they don't give you anything. Oh no, these are all time. As I said, it just keeps giving you the same ones over and over. I don't know. They just kind of pop up. It's weird. It's a little quirk that this has. So let's finish with these peasants here. So he is now imprisoned, meaning we can stand down our troops. I would love to attack them, but they are really, really good. Like, this is not just a big army, but it's a really strong army too. You would need like two times the size of lower quality to take that down. It's not fun, I tell you. Right. A helping hand. Our Mayor Tesimir is in a bit of a problem. Could get a weak hook? No. A good deed needs repayment. We lose some stress, we are forgiving, and we gain some piety. This is all good. Nah, the fact that you get achievements all the time has been in since day one. It doesn't do anything. Like it's not harming the game at all or something. It's just a weird quirk of the game, honestly. So this has splittered a little bit. Why has this splittered a little bit? Do I have a claim here? No. Do I have a claim here? No. Probably only have a claim on this thing, right? Right? I could just fight for independence. But it's good. There are some smaller lads around inside the kingdom now, so we could try and... You know, we're going to do that. This is part of our duchy anyway. Wait, no. Yeah. So we are part of the Duchy of Nitra. Or rather, our capital is in the part of the Duchy of Nitra. So taking some bits and bobs here. He's not going to mind. It's just his main title after the kingdom. It's going to be fine. Let's get... now the conversion is almost done. Okay, I'm not gonna go for fabricating a title. Plus money. Never forget the money. Let's check out prisoners while we are bobbing around here. I'm always looking for good knights. This one is decent. I think he's the peasant leader. Army gold maintenance minus 50%. That's crazy. That is crazy for a leader. How about you convert and you join my court? And again, how about that, huh? You become Catholic, you join the court, and you will be a general. Yeah, it is definitely not Total War. I can agree on that. I used to play Total War a whole lot and I really enjoyed those games, but I am so bad at them, and the campaign, comparatively to me, it feels like you have to do certain things in a certain order at certain times or you're going to lose. And that never feels like it here. It's much more dynamic, I think. Yeah. I don't think having the armies actually fight would improve this game at all. Everything that Crusader Kings is better than what Total War tries to do at the same time, honestly. So who are you? Captain Yaropolk. I can't convert you to my cause, can I? I can try and convert you. Can I ransom you? For a hook. Doesn't help me. So you stay. Oh man. How do I get all these pretty decent military leaders here? That's nice. Recruit, convert, no? You're a true believer? Vengeful, yeah, he's zealous. Nah. Can I ransom you, maybe? No. Cannot. I don't want someone who hates my way of life in my court. I don't. It's a weird comparison, right? Having Total War versus Crusading. They are attempting entirely different things. Total War is much more focused on the micro strategy, battling, and that kind of stuff. Unit composition, that doesn't... I mean, it does matter here, but just not half to the same degree. Okay, so I will force you to be my knight now. You are, what are you called? Dragan. There, you will be absolutely forced. You're not even that good of a knight, but you're a good leader. You're a good soldier. And with that skill, that's pretty important. So let's find you a spouse. Oh, there's someone intelligent there. But she might be too old. Let's sort by martial skill. Okay, let's get you this Croatian girl here. Let's check in our council generally, in our courtiers here, if we have Everyone nicely bound up. I wish I could see their marital status right here. That would help me. Oh, can I? Oh, wait. Marital status? Unmarried? Oh, hello. Okay. Nice. Crusader Kings 3 compared to Crusader Kings 2 is easier. I will say that. I wouldn't say it's too easy, but it's definitely easier than Crusader Kings 2. Crusader Kings 2 is much more complex, but that's because it has like 10 full-blown DLC expansions, which add so many mechanics over time that there's so many things that you can do. You needn't, but you can. That I think just getting into Crusader Kings 2 is so much more difficult, and surviving in it is also much more difficult because there's so many more pitfalls potential. And the severity of certain events has been lowered, has been changed a little bit. So you're not as likely to die in battle in Crusader Kings 3 as you are in Crusader Kings 2. Plus, you can skill in a tree where you are even further reducing the chance. Stuff like that. So I would absolutely agree that Crusader Kings 3 is easier from the get-go as Crusader Kings 2. But if you haven't played either, I think they're all pretty difficult because your frame of reference is always going to be Total War or Civilization or something like that. And they all play so different. Yeah, 845 hours is a lot. I have about the same on Crusader Kings 2. A little bit more maybe, but the same there. These games just invite playing for a long time, honestly. So, okay, let's see. I want to marry my people. People that are unmarried. You are betrothed. Okay, so we can only go for marital status. All right, okay. A beautiful French Catholic girl who has no man but is in our court. Why is he still in prison? Did I not free the man? Huh. So I don't have a courtier. Oh, right. I need to fix him up. I could give you this one. And she should be in our court. Age difference doesn't matter. Can I see whether or not she's in my court here? No, I can't filter for that. Ugh. Annoying. So, Alienor. She's that. So let's go with this. So, they are married now. Thanks for the follow and welcome. So, she's married to him now. Very good. So, she is hopefully not going to leave. And we need to check out what's his deal. Why are you still imprisoned? No, you aren't. Don't pull my leg. Excellent. Are you imprisoned elsewhere? Oh, he's a known criminal. He's not imprisoned. That's what that is. Okay, fine. Well, I am forgiving. So is this grand tournament, is that mine or is someone else having a grand tournament that I could join? I don't see one. You're a major noob at this, then this is the right channel and the right stream for you. I will explain anything you want to explain, and I am not one of those players that can exploit the heck out of this game and go nuts and conquer the world in like 3 years or something. So I'm just a regular Bob, a regular Joe at playing this. But it's good enough to get me through most things, so then you're in the right place. You got any questions? Shoot. No worries. Enjoy. Not sure how long I'm gonna be here for this particular stream, but I'm gonna stick around later probably today. Oh yeah, sure. Do that. No worries. I am explaining what I'm doing either way. Or I'm trying. I'm trying to explain why I'm doing the things that I'm currently doing. What my motivation is. When I click a button, I try and explain it. I do not wish to pay homage. Or do I? This guy, he's a bit stronger than the previous ruler, so... And since we are title claimant, he hates us pretty much. So, might be good to pay homage to him. Maybe? I mean, we've never done it. So... Ah, yes, the succession. That's a very, very important question that you're asking there. Yes, there is. We're a few years away from dying yet, so I will just take the moment and talk about it. So, is there a way to inherit everything after I die? Always seem to lose a lot of land. That is true. No worries about the terminology either. You got it quite right. So, what you need to know is your succession. What type of succession do you have? You find that over here in the realm thing. Click on that. Then you tab on succession. And you want to see what is your succession law. And generally these are unlocked through time. So you start out with Confederate partition almost everywhere. Meaning, Confederate partition, it has a lot of text here. And I think it's not very well explained. Honestly, it says everything that there is, but it's a bit of a problem. So, upon succession, all titles held by the ruler, that is you, will be divided amongst the eligible children. Now, who's eligible? That depends on your gender law. So you would generally start with male preference, meaning the females are only going to inherit if there are no males of your bloodline, meaning people that are part of your dynasty. So if we're looking at this, these guys here don't matter for anything except if you want to change it. So it's a little bit confusing that they're sitting there. So Confederate partition is what you get. The player heir will be given the primary title. Now, what is your primary title? That is the one that is the furthest left here. That is your primary title. If you're a king, generally that's your king. But if you have two kingdoms, then there's going to be one on the left and one on the right. You can choose between equal titles. So if you have two kingdoms, you can make a choice which is your primary title. You can set that. You can click it here, and somewhere there should be an option. Right now, I don't have two of them, so I can't set that as a thing. But you could. Now, if you have two primary titles, meaning you have two duchies, and you have more than one heir, you're gonna lose one of the duchy titles to one of the heir. And the duchy title goes with all the counties that are beneath it, even if you hold the title while you're still alive. So, you generally are forbidden from giving the county titles beneath that duchy that you might lose to a different heir that will stay within your duchy. Generally, you can only give titles away to the person who is slated to inherit it anyway. So how do you avoid losing land on succession, especially early on when you're just a count? As a count, it's almost impossible to not lose on succession. If you have two counties and you have two children, two males, you're going to lose them. You're going to lose one of them. The one that's not your primary. And you might even lose more than just your primary. It's going to be that the main heir gets the primary title, the realm capital, and any direct de jure titles associated with it. So that's some protection. So what you want is to make sure that you are holding all the de jure titles of your primary title. Those can't go away. So if you're looking at the Duchy of Uzurod, basically, all of this shouldn't go away to a secondary heir. That's not entirely true, though, because in the succession, I saw that this bit here, which is de jure part of the duchy title I hold, would be going away to a different heir. So, if we look at this here, it will tell you how many titles you're going to lose on succession. Right now, we are going to lose these two counties. If you look again, both of these are in the de jure of my duchy title, which is my primary title. So it's not all that true. It's not reliable. The worst part, honestly, is I think... No. So what we're not going to lose is this. Your capital county. That's what you can't lose. That's always going to go to you for your primary title. So, as a count, your primary objective to prevent losing titles is becoming a duke. How do you tell if you're a count? Very good question. So if you're a count, there's several ways to figure it out. Let's find a king, or even let's go for an emperor, and we talk through that there. So that's this guy is an emperor. So you can tell by the little crown here. If it's very small and like bronze-ish, then that's a county title. If it's a little bit bigger and silverish, that's a duchy title. And if it has a crown, it's either an empire or a kingdom. Now, this guy is a bad emperor. He is only an emperor and not a king as well. So let's maybe look at the Abbasids over there. Maybe he has some kingdoms. Nope. He is just an emperor and 2 duchies and several counties. And I think that's the only 2 empires that currently exist. The clans are doing it differently as well. So he's also just the emperor with 2 duchies and several counties. The petty and high and all that kind of stuff that's over here, those are regional names and terms. So the counties are called earldoms. So a leader of an earldom is called a chieftain. And then you have a high chieftain. And over here in England, you might have the petty kings. Oh no, that's a... Yeah, so he's Prince Rodri the Great. He's just a duke, because he has a silver crown thingy going on. But he calls himself a petty king, you know, even. Petty, he's a prince, he's a petty king, but he's just a duke. He has a lot of duchies. He has 4 of them. But he is still just a duke. So that's basically how you tell. Silver means duchy. This means county, and gold or higher. Let's find an actual king maybe. Yeah, the crown with this red interior here is a kingdom, a proper one. So this king, for example, he has only counties and no duchies, which is also kind of weird. But there you go, there you have it. That's what it is. And if you have a purple inlay to the crown, then that's a emperor title. See, purple for empire, red for kingdom in there. They're very similar. You can also see the purple bands around the thing holding the flag. You don't have that as a king, only as an emperor. But yeah, is a little bit. It's very small, and since the regional titles have their own way of naming them, as we just saw over in England and Ireland, it doesn't really help, especially if you're not from these cultures. Let's look here, because they are going to have their own ideas as well. So this lad here is also a prince. This lad here is a prince. This lad here is a sultan. This lad here is a alama. Alama? I don't know. But this might be a court title and not anything else. So he's a sheikh. It's, yeah. There's an emir. It just depends on the culture so much. So look at the type of flag it is. It's a little bit easier to see when you zoom out like this. So the smallest flag is the county. The medium flag is the duchy. And the big flag is the kingdom. And then the really, really big flag, well, kingdom and empire are kind of the same size, honestly. So it's not that easily. So you still have to go by color, which I think is a terrible idea. Or you go by color and the little things on there. That's how you tell. See, he has the purple things as well, wrapped around there. So, yeah, that's how you tell. Even if the terminology is entirely different for what you got going on. So, if you start as a count to prevent your splintering, acquire a duchy title. That's your first order of business after securing your line of succession. Make sure you have successes and then get a duchy title. Because once I die, my duchy is going to be splintered. My children are going to have to share. But my main heir is going to get the duchy title. So all the brothers are still within the same realm. If your kingdom splitters, it's not too bad because you have an immediate casus belli against your brothers. So you can immediately fight them and regain the land. Okay, you have 2 kingdoms and no empires. It's the same situation as with 2 counties and no duchy, or 2 duchies and no kingdom. It's always the same thing. So you need always a higher title, so the lower titles don't get lost outside your own kingdom or your realm. So you need to become an emperor. If you have 2 kingdom titles, you need to become an empire. But there's a big but there. There's a chance it still can go wrong. Things can still pass from your realm. This can happen if, let's say, I had this example earlier, but let's look at the de jure maps for a second here. So, no, that's a little bit too high. Okay, so these are the de jure duchies around here, okay? So we got the Duchy of Uzurod, Nitra, and, oh god, a long name. So if I owned enough titles of Nitra, enough counties of Nitra, that I could usurp or create the Duchy of Nitra, then that duchy title would be created, even if I never make it while I'm alive, for an heir of mine. And the counties belonging to that duchy would go to that other heir. So the land that I have would still be split. Even though I only have 1 duchy title. So that's something you need to be aware of as well. If you're an emperor, same thing. Try and ensure that there isn't like a sleeper kingdom, or a sleeper empire rather, somewhere. If you have so much land that there is a chance that another empire title is created for an heir of yours, you're still gonna lose stuff. Generally, by the time you have enough land and whatnot to be an empire, you probably have changed your succession laws a little bit. So it might not be that punishing anymore, especially if you get for primogeniture or ultimogeniture or one of these 2 here. Yeah. How do you become an empire? Very good question. And you cannot find any negative review on the base game other than these 2. The only one you found was about blatant overpricing of the DLC. Yeah. I mean, it depends, right, on the pricing. We'll get to the Empire question in a second, but let's discuss the pricing real quick. If you play it from the start, then you get 1 big DLC a year at the moment. So you get to pay like 20 or 30 bucks to expand the game you're already enjoying. That's kind of what I grew up with as a kid. You got a game that was good for 2 years or 3 years, then you get an expansion, and then maybe there would be a Dungeon Keeper 2 or something, So I don't mind that. But if you're joining late, and you're not paying like 30 bucks a year, but you're starting out with 120 or 200 or whatever it is, that's daunting. But if you play it along, and that's, I think, the main target audience of these games, honestly, I'm not sure they're trying to get new people. They have for Crusader Kings 2, they have this subscription thing where you can pay to unlock all of them monthly. And then if you no longer pay, you don't have them anymore. But again, with sales and whatnot, you can get a good amount of it without it. So it's a fair criticism. I think the pricing for the DLC is often very off for what you get, but you don't have to buy it. You still get big major updates to the game with every DLC release, including new features. So generally you don't need to. But I like the Paradox DLC system much, much more than microtransactions. I enjoy this so much more than here, buy this one thing for $5. Like, that's just crazy to me. So I'd rather be like, here's this big package that has all the things you wanted. No, fine, then don't get it. If you want it, fine. Here's all that stuff and you get it. I like that more. How do you become an empire? Yeah. Go to your decisions. And over here should be somewhere. For me, it's found a new kingdom, but you should have found a new empire. That's something you should have. That's one way. And if you click on it, it's going to tell you the requirements. You're going to have a list of things here that you need to have. Be sure if it's like indented like that, at least one of these. So I don't have to have 3 duchies and 30 counties. I have to have either or to form a new kingdom. Of course, there's another way. If you are in a place, you can, let's go there entirely. So you check your own character. You go on the title that they're currently having, like this. And then you see what you are de jure part of, right? So you are currently a king, meaning one of your kingdom titles is going to be looking like that. There is going to be an empire above it. And if you click that empire title, you're going to see what you need to do to create that specific empire title. You can create it over through the decisions, and it might have the same name as, for example, Carpathia. So there could be 2 empires of Carpathia. Kind of depends on what your main titles are. Could be entirely new kingdom, empire title name, whatever. But that's how you know. Well, 3 kingdoms or. I don't think it's just 3 kingdoms. It should be 3 kingdoms or something else, like it is here. So I need to have 3 duchies or 30 counties. So I believe you should have a realm size thing as well. It's just probably more, like 120 or something, I would guess. So check that. Check what it says here. Shouldn't be just 1. Plus a 3rd kingdom title. If you already have 2, it might not be too difficult. Check your duchy titles that you're holding. 120? Nice. So check your duchy titles that you are already holding, because they might be de jure part of a kingdom that hasn't even been founded yet, you know? And that way you might be able to very quickly, because founding a kingdom, if you already have 2 kingdoms, should be affordable and manageable. So that might be a good way. Check if you can just create a new kingdom out of thin air due to the duchy titles you hold. You can also, if you get, I don't know, is there a specific view for this? Yeah, kingdom titles. If you click on the kingdom titles down here, you can see all the kingdom titles that are around, and you should also be able to tell whether or not the kingdom is formed. You can see these unformed kingdoms, they have a little red border there, and they're slightly translucent. This one here has a solid border, and it's not translucent. These are a little bit red. So this kingdom, this kingdom, this kingdom, all these kingdoms don't exist around me. So if I wanted to be like, okay, I want to form a kingdom soon, then my best shot would probably be, looking at where we are right now, this blue here is what is mine, expanding north and trying to form the kingdom of Galicia Voinia. Poland is a bit too big and I have nothing of it yet. Going south is not a good idea. Going west is not a good idea. So probably if we want to go for a kingdom now, we would go into this direction here and try and form this kingdom. So you might find kingdoms that aren't formed around where you are that you can then get and try. There's many, many more ways to get kingdom titles, or any title really. I generally don't talk too much about it unless I try and get it. So let's check out another way you could get a kingdom title. So let's look at a formed kingdom. If you have a formed kingdom, in your case, up here is a little lovely little tab which is called Claimants. And you can see this Princess Balesna, who was just ousted, has pressed claim. So she will inherit this claim downward. So if we check her out, she doesn't have anyone currently. So if we go and try and marry her to one of our boys, which we currently don't really have, their children would inherit that claim. So later I could press that claim on whoever inherits it. So then someone of my bloodline would be on the throne if it's not actually me. You could also try and invite one of these people and press it, but this only really works if they're beneath you. So if you're an emperor, you could get more kingdoms in. If you're a king and you help another king become a king, then they're going to be grateful, but they're not going to be part of your empire. So you could do that to get some duchy titles, for example, to form another kingdom or to usurp a kingdom. So if you have a kingdom like, let's say we have Hungary next to us, and Hungary has some duchies, right? So we look over here and we see inside this realm there is the High Chiefdom of Balaton right there. So we can look at these claimants. We can see if maybe we can invite someone like this guy. He's just wandering around. We could try and be like, hey, join my court. He's not gonna, so we might have to befriend him first, send him a gift, whatever. Then we can make him something in my home, and then we can, if he is actually a courtier of ours, press his claim. And that way we can take out a whole duchy out of a kingdom. An entire duchy, just one war, bam, duchy is yours now. He's going to take it. You're not going to get the title, but he's going to be your vassal after that. So this doesn't always work. Like sometimes there's weird constellations where even if you have a courtier that's yours and you press their claim, they might still not be your vassal afterward. They might still be the vassal of whoever you fought against. It's kind of weird. But yeah, generally that's another way. Claimants are a great option to expand. So looking at our own situation right now, we want to go north and south. So we do have a casus belli against our boy next to us here. And we might want to go and take some more. But we would be breaking a truce, so not against him. He is quite strong indeed. And he has an ally. But this is already calculated in here, so we have some allies as well, and we have enough prestige to get someone in there. But we sadly... if we wait a little bit longer, we could take a whole duchy through a holy war, bringing in our allies, and that would be very good for us, I think. So that's what we are working on at the moment. Welcome, thanks for the follow. By the way, I'm really impressed that there's people who are new to the game and they're actually coming out here. It makes me happy. That's the whole thing why I wanted to do this. Get just some people to help out Start Out. If you're a king, should you always create all the duchies that you can? That's a great question as well. It helps managing your realm a lot, but you as a king can only hold 2 duchy titles. Basically, you can always only hold 2, well, not the counties. The counties are a little bit different. But if you are an emperor, you can only have 2 duchy and 2 kingdom titles. If you are, even if your empire holds many more kingdoms, but that's kind of what you have, unless you want really bad penalties on your own vassals. Vassals are going to hate you if you have more than you're allotted, right? You also need to be sure that you're not above your holdings. Of course, you can be a duke without having a single holding in the duchy that you have, but it's not super advisable because that just makes it ripe for taking by someone who has holdings in the duchy. And they're going to hate you because they're going to be claimants on the duchy. So my advice would be rather, you can have 2 duchies. The 2 duchies that you have, make sure that you own the most of the land in those duchies. Creating duchies overall can help manage your realm because there's a limit on how many vassals you are allowed to have as well. Let's see if we can find it. The vassal limit. Maybe in the council? No. Probably in the court. It's a little bit hidden in Crusader Kings 3. It's not super often that you need it. So this will take a moment for me to find it. Vassals. There's our vassal limit. So in the realm tab down here in the vassals, and then you can see your vassal limit. So we are allowed to have 30 vassals. The more you have under your rule, the more vassals are going to be there. So if you are an emperor with 2 kingdoms that are your own, so now you have 2 kingdoms with, say, 15 duchies each. The vassal limit does go up, but it doesn't go up super high. So eventually you're probably going to have 120 vassal limit or something, but that's quickly filled. So having duchies in your own kingdoms will help reduce how many direct vassals you have, because the counts underneath your own vassal dukes do not count into your vassal limit despite them being indirect vassals of you. So yeah, it can be a really good idea to create duchies and then give them away. Ideally, obviously, would try and keep them in the family, so give them to dynastic members, and look for people who are content. Any direct vassal where you need to create and give a title, try and give them to someone who's content. Is the best trait. They're just gonna not hate you. But of course, the children might one day. So yeah, that's my reasoning on duchy titles. So also creating duchy titles gives you some prestige. So that's cool. You know, could be really helpful, depending on your situation. But it costs money, so weigh that. If you're close to vassal limit, create them, give them away. Activity joinable. Yes, we will join Grand Prince Almos's Grand Tournament. It's literally next door. That's great. There's no dangers for us at all. None. So we don't need to spend any sort of money on anything here. But let's get Dragan as our boy. Because he's liking us a little bit more then. So let's get him in. He hates us. The promoted boy. Do I want to spend 5 gold? Yeah, that's fine. Let's go. So, these travel things, this I don't know if that's actually part of the base game or that is entirely tied to the Tours and Tournaments DLC. It's fun, but you don't need it, honestly. I think after a while of playing these, it's gonna go autopilot on my end as well. So, my fellow attendee, Grand Prince Almos, is hosting a random... We shall represent the House of Smolniki, yes. And let's go. The travel adds some events, the Regency thing. I don't know. Up to everyone else. I love how he's basically bald with this strip of hair under his crown. That's so cool. So we have arrived at the site of the tournament, and not everyone is there yet. We can't wait for it to start. So, we are qualified to be part of some of the events here. You need to be careful. It doesn't look like time is moving, but it is, unless you personally stop it. So, here's how the tournament is going to go. There's going to be wrestling. And we are going to triumph a little bit. Maybe. We tried wrestling last time and we lost. We're pretty stressed out. I think we're going to go for recreation instead of triumphing. We still partake, but our goal kind of depends on or dictates what we're going to get out of it, basically. So instead of going to the tourney grounds and training for the wrestling, we could do some of the other things here. Everything does a little bit of a different thing. So we could try and get an artifact, which we don't have the money for, I don't think. Oh, actually, it's not so expensive. We could get the Bright Feather, Attraction Opinion +8, and Courtly Vassal Opinion +5. It's actually not bad for what it is. The 15 gold is not bad either. Maybe we buy that? So the problem is right now, I don't specifically know if I can do anything else but that. Let's get the feather. We don't have... I think we have one thing yet, so... Okay, let's unpause. So right now we are not allowed to do anything else. We can do something again in 10 days. You can get out of these, by the way. You can click out and then just click back in. Alright. So we could meet other contestants or sabotage them. Doesn't matter. We're gonna go for the tavern and reduce our stress. What is this face we are making? What was that? Alright. Chieftain Lech's table is laughing. I hope it's the table that's laughing and not the people on the table. That would be better. A little creature there pretending to be a table. He is surrounded by a group of friends and new acquaintances, other entrants in the upcoming wrestling contest, all indulging in wine as they trade stories. Your score slightly increases. We gain 5 opinion. 50% chance. Okay, everyone who drinks has a chance of decreasing their ability to fight a little bit. We could increase the... Okay, interesting. So we can sabotage everyone else by spending more money to drink them under the table. Okay, let's do that. The tables tab is on us. So our chance here, our progress to victory went up. I haven't done many tourneys. I've done 1 tourney so far. So that's really it. Let's see. What can we visit? In 4 days, we can go to the next thing. Alright. We could go to the village. Gain some county control and popular opinion. Might be worth it. Could go here again, but we don't have money. So let's go to the training grounds instead. So our marshal and knight. Let's see, what do we have? My knights stand assembled for the day's training. Their attendants laden with kit. Koshel himself and myself stand before all. Knights, what you do not know, ask humbly to be taught, urges Koshel. Together we represent the Duke. Let us together prepare for our glories. He turns to me, eye gleaming. Command us. Well, we're here to be seen, so we can go and not train, but we lose some stress. We could go ahead and go for our saddles and draw the swords. Our knight scores increase slightly and ours increases as well. And we get some experience in this Hasty Looter thing, which is this. Kind of weird. So let's see. I think we're here to relax. So. We're no longer crazy stressed. Obviously, you could think we wasted some here, but I'm not here to win. I'm here to, you know, calm down a little bit. 7 days until we can do the next thing. So we could go back to the tavern, but that costs us money. Could go to the temple. We know we need faith. We have a holy war ahead of us. So let's see. We take a moment to myself in the temporary Catholic Heaves chapel there. Pondering the presence of God. Let me find inner peace. We want the stress gone and we want the piety. That's important. So these events help make things a little bit easier, you know. Alright, the wrestling contest begins and we're up against this giant of a man who's got a bunch more muscles than us. I think he is actually a giant. Yes, he is. Oh boy. So we are ready. We could play some bets. But I'm not too good with betting. And I don't endorse betting overall. So we're just gonna be ready. The weakest wink. Right, so what happens? He tightens his arm around our skull and I answer it with a vicious elbow blow to his stomach. We escape the grasp. As we struggle in each other's grasps, I notice a ghost of a smile. What is he smiling about? My eye! His thumb is firmly in my eye socket and it takes a mighty strike to the face. Oh boy, okay, so we could call for the judge, increasing our score moderately with 88%. Or you won't get away with that. I don't know why would I want blurry vision for 3 years? No. So we'll get the judge here. That's super uncool. He's disqualified, and thus our score increases. How dare you? Okay, he's not disqualified. We're still fighting. All right, so this is just kind of weighing what we do, right? 90% chance of something good. 32. Okay, so we'll go with this option here. 40% chance of something good. 23 of nothing, so over 60 for good or nothing. And it went well. I believe we won the wrestling match. If this bar is to be believed. A victory. We knocked him out. Well done us. Alright, being part of a crowd at a sports event can be a real threat. No, it's a real treat. Can be a threat too, I'd say. The atmosphere, the sound and the sights. Only problem is it can sometimes bring as many downsides as it does boons. One such a downside has just materialized as I find myself stuck behind a large frame of Vilmos. Okay. I lean first one way, then the other. I sigh loudly and tap my foot. We gain the trait wounded. Excuse me, could you please move? Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll try the diplomacy here. We might lose some stress over it, and we're not gonna get wounded. Nope, he refuses to move. We gain more stress. That's not what we want. All right. My next bout was to be against my fellow contestant, Dragutin, but he has conceded. He's not going to even fight us. So we're just winning. That's kind of weird. Okay, this guy seems to be a little bit more capable than us. Oh boy. Let's see. I always go with lock up as warriors. Always go with that. Let's do that. That seems to have gone our way. So this is a different contest going on. And this lad here, this big hunk of a man person, just wrecked this dude, apparently. And our chance to win... Oh my god, look at those traps here. Jesus Christ. What? Unyielding defender, cautious leader, gallant, tough soldier, gluttonous, sadistic. Yeah. Yeah, no. We're gonna fight. We're gonna try this. Let's try. What? A hobble combatant? Cuffing some dirt away from my eyes, I steady myself. Alexander is a little way away. The pairs are having disengaged briefly. As we circle, it's almost like Alexander is limping slightly. Yeah, nah. He's bluffing. So... No. He's bluffing. We know he's bluffing. The crowd wants blood. I don't know. I think we're going to go with keep it simple, keep it safe against this chonker. This absolute chonker of a man. Nope. Wasn't enough. He beat the heck out of us. Ah, well. I mean, look at that. Ox of a man. It's no wonder we lost. But we made it to the finals, so... You know, it's so close. What has happened, we gained some fame, we gained some money, and we gained wrestler for 5 years, which is good. Medium health boost. Absolutely great. So it's not too shabby. Second place. I'll take it. So that's it. The tourney is over. Great occasion. Thanks for having us and beating me bloody. So now we should be on the way back. We did lose some stress there. And the ground tournament is done. But we got ourselves a trinket, which we can now equip. Having a little bit of a better court vassal opinion. And we're back home. So now we can fight our holy wars. that we wanted to fight because we got all what we need, really. So the only thing... Oh wait, his realm shrunk. This broke apart. This was more before, wasn't it? Yeah. He's weaker. Well, he's not that much weaker. Why can't I? Your devotion is not faithful. Ah, darn. Okay, so maybe we go with this first. Get another county. Not into the truce, no. Maybe we take a county first. So the duchy we could get is this. Okay, we can... Nah, doesn't help us. How long will it take us for us to be faithful? 470 out of 500. So if we get 150 a month... Ah, that's a bunch. That's a while. We would have to wait a while for this. Wait, did this just break apart as well? Okay. How long is our truce? I see something here. I see a thing. How long is our truce? Our truce lasts... That's not our truce. Where's my truce with him? There. 10 months. Okay, we wait the truce. Then we attack. Then we take this upper bit here. This thing here. The tribe of Liv. Because then we get new borders and we can attack these guys. Basically. I can wait 10 months. That's no problem. Something big is going on here as well. Defending against the High Chiefdom of Gradomir. Defending against the High Chief. Okay, he's beating. He's being beaten up. A new diplomacy perk. Okay, let's see. Close family opinion. Let's go for writing history. Commission the epic. I don't know how much it costs. Or if anything. Commission epic. 50 gold. It's a good artifact to have. So it makes sense to do it eventually, but we don't have the money. Not if we're looking to wage war eventually. Yeah, he's getting beaten up. We could try an independence war, but we would be absolutely destroyed by everyone around us. So it's not worth it. Not yet, anyway. But he's getting taken down. He's losing bits and pieces. Which we could then try and get back. So, might not be the worst thing in the world. Oh, I would get a claim on the Duchy of Barovia? No, of Bavaria. What? Why? I mean, I have no chance against Bavaria. Do I? It's crazy. And it's absolutely not worth it for us, because then we have another duchy title that we then would lose on succession. So, while it's a tempting thing, it doesn't really help us. We're not close to having a kingdom. So I'm not going to do it. Our truce is soon done. 5 months. Why do we still hear these tourney sounds in the background? Sounds like tourney sounds. It's funny that these guys are still around. But I want to go north. I want to try and take stuff here. That's going to be our kingdom. Right there. At least that's what I'm currently planning on. Our Duchess gained architectural expertise, increasing her ability even further. Oh wow, why is this so low? That was higher, at least I think it was. Ah, Convert county is done. Very good. So he can do something else. Fabricate a claim or just improve religious relationships. I think that's fine. I don't really need to have him do anything else. This guy should go improve our commanders instead of standing around and organizing our vassals. This is more interesting for an actual ongoing war. But he might find us some... Oh, hello, we're being raided by someone we might be able to fight. So we are gonna. I don't like being raided. And our peasant commander can show what he's made of. So we will capture them. They will not evade us. Where's he coming from, though? No idea. Very good. So we're also now known for our dedication to our faith. So we could go ahead and fight for a full duchy. Which, again, not the best idea, because that would splinter us. And we don't want to be splintered, not at the moment. So we're standing our army down again. Our son is having some trouble here. The only thing that you don't like about the game as a viewer is the way the movement of the armies works. It looks so clunky. Yeah. Hard to disagree there. Hard to disagree. Can I join your little war there? I don't think I can. Oh no, I can. We'll defend our son against this peasant uprising. So, I raised my armies right next to the peasants, so they immediately tried to jump me. I get what you mean. It's very static, isn't it? Because they kind of teleport between counties. Oh, our wife is pregnant again. Interesting. So the peasant commander gets to put down another peasant revolt now. Good stuff. If they were, you know, if at least they would follow the path smoothly, you know, that would look a lot different and better already. I mean, all right. So we could go for the Duchy of Helich. Again, problem. Or maybe a problem, maybe not. Okay, let's think about this. Let's think about this rationally. To create a kingdom, we need the following things. 300 gold, 500 prestige, 200 piety. So, with Holy Wars, we could get our duchy titles at the moment. We could get one there and one there. But, we would then be out of piety. So, we would not be able... even if we had all the other things, which we also don't have, to form it. So we would potentially splinter into 3 duchies, which we would then have to take care of later on. And since we have already given one of our heirs some titles within our land, we would be even further reduced. So at the moment, while we can take duchy titles in a single war, we are not going to. We're going to take more counties through Holy Wars. It's not the most efficient thing to do, but it'll work and it'll keep us surviving the first succession, where we would splinter otherwise. And we're going to take Lviv instead of Helich, because that gives us new borders over here, where we could take more counties, and so on and so forth. We still want a direct border here to us, but that's a good piece to take. We could then take this, there, and so on and so forth. But we are not going to fight multiple wars, not in Holy Wars, specifically not in Holy Wars. Why? because you never know who's gonna join against you. So if you start multiple holy wars, yeah. And he has got this boy again, but he only brings 3 soldiers. So I'm not worried about that. Yeah, that was the victory for our defensive war here. So the more fronts we have, the more enemies we might have. And obviously we only can do so much, right? So we got to be a little bit careful about what's around us. So he has joined as well. So we are now facing 2,000. We need an ally, for sure. And we need a big ally. So we're going to call in Koshal, who is joining, but it costs us. It costs us a pretty penny in prestige. And he's currently in a war. So he might not even be able to help us. So we're going to get in this guy as well, further reducing our prestige pool. But if your ally is already engaged in battle, they might not send their troops. So we need to have an eye on this right now. We need to be careful on what's coming our way. Because he's currently joining his troops down there. That's what he's doing. He's mustering. Okay, some scheme has been against poor Eleanor, the French less. So this guy's coming. He's helping us. Okay, there's one piece of the army. He hasn't consolidated his troops yet. So if we finish this siege quickly enough... Oh, we have another son. My lord. A little Vladimir. Oh, another dwarf. Cute. He'll get education focus. And he's not going to get a marriage thing. I want to make him a monk. By the way, this is another way to help stop splintering. If you're a Catholic or any religion that has monasticism here, you can go ahead and try and get your 10-year-old boys to become monks. So we could ask him to take the vows. But he is betrothed or married and he's the primary heir, so he's not going to take it. But one of the other boys, you know, he might. Especially with a hook. So we could get these 2 out of the line of succession to prevent further splintering. And they can then become our bishops. So what I'm hoping right now is we finish this siege quick. We get to fight them before whatever is down there attacks us up here. Or even comes close to helping them. Alright. Greetings, Duke Perislav of Ulsov. This guy wants to exchange letters with us. Nah, we're gonna frame that letter. That's great. It's a great letter. I mean, yeah, some more interactivity could help. Just in how it looks. I sort of agree there. I disagree to the point of something in a really old game, Master of Orient 2, if you know that. That was something I played a lot. And where they had the combat, basically you had a field, 2 sides, and you had the troop composition, and there was like a little animation going on, you know? That was kind of cool. It was still exactly the same. It was all auto. You didn't move anything, but it was just a little bit more immersive. I agree there. I just don't want this to be a major thing that they put development resources in. Because the Crusader Kings 3 compared to 2 is currently quite shallow in the things that you can do. So I would like more options in doing the things that I like to do. Right? All right, so we could make him stay trusting, we could make him content, or we could make him fickle. I think trusting is okay. It's not great. People have an easier time to scheme against him. But since he is not our primary heir, he can stay trusting. So both our allies are now coming in. And our liege lost a war here. So Great Moravia just got a little bit less great. I think he lost both wars, indeed. Okay, so we are fighting the enemy now. And we beat his army there. We even took one of the combatants prisoner. But he's not great. I don't want him. Alright, so there's new troops being raised. It's probably almost nothing. I mean, something, you know? Just anything. The game is already kind of lists and lists and lists, but... just this. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe there are mods who do something like that. Oh, nice. Our wife managed to find some household savings for us. Very good. So will we attack 0 troops? Will this happen? Yeah, we had a battle against no one. And heroically, we won the battle against no one. But 2 people died in the battle against no one. What the heck? Oh no. Okay, wait. So he's... okay, I'm gonna convert to Catholicism. And we stop this war. So if we accept, we gain 250 devotion. He becomes Catholic. And he loses 3 levels of devotion. If we stop, he only... him, not us, loses a level of devotion. So we're going to decline that. I'm not here to convert you. I'm here to take your stuff. So that doesn't hurt us. It just hurts him. Alright. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the follow. See you around. And good luck on your own games there. Yeah, I might stream later today again. I'm probably gonna be taking a break soonish, but I might be back later. I'm looking to maybe get a regular stream going. Try that for once, you know, on an actual schedule. Okay. Marshal Koshel has been showing off a promising new recruit. Very good. So this guy is what we set him earlier. Set him to go train commanders, and he has just found us a new commander. And he is really good. He's a forest fighter. He's a skilled tactician. He's super high prowess, super high martial. Absolutely want this guy. And we're definitely going to turn him into a knight. He doesn't get a choice. He's a knight. So let's have the game understand that things are happening for a moment, so we can now find him a wife. And we want a high martial young wife for him, which has a good trait. For example, intelligence, but she's too old. Age. Let's go by age. Okay. Let's go her. The intelligent Helene. A Bavarian girl. And look at that. They're robust and intelligent. They are gonna have good kids. Good kids indeed. So this is just to... have I only started streaming? Kinda. I've been streaming on and off over the years, but right now I'm trying to make more of an effort, you know? Actually make it a thing. I've been streaming on YouTube a little bit, but being discovered there is nearly impossible. So I'm going streaming on Twitch and moving it over to YouTube after the stream is done. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. All right. So Slavomira's first teething. With my leave, my daughter. I don't read the flavor text every single time, especially for child-related things. We look for what's the coolest thing here, what gives us the best. We don't want a rivalry. We get some prestige, and we get her milk tooth, which gives us tiny bits of prestige, and children like us better because we have their teeth. What even is this? Why do children like us if we have a bag full of children teeth? Why? Is it just that child's opinion, or is it just every child? Like, oh, he's the tooth fairy. He's nice. Yeah. Thanks very much. That's nice. See you around later soon. Glad you joined me, and thanks for the good questions. Really enjoyed those. That's the best part here, honestly. Let's see. Exchanging letters with Lech. No. Everyone sends us letters, and we'll frame them in the Great Hall. All of them. Every single one. Okay, so... Okay, I don't actually have the tooth fairy thing. Very good. Ah, more perks. Heart of the family. Dignitas. Diplomacy level per fame goes up. Level of fame impact. That can be good. But we're very not famous at the moment, so we go with Dignitas. It's a little bit better for our current situation. The level of fame is over here, over there, over here. And it's character bound. So each individual character has their... What the heck happened to my son? Disastrous mistreatment indeed. Okay. So our son is a eunuch now. So he will not have children. The eunuch dwarf. Is this some sort of stereotype going on here? I think we should imprison him, kinda, but that would make us a tyrant. We go with everyone knew the risk, or with you're not gonna castrate another of my children, will you? Will you? Absolutely. We are very forgiving. Castrating a child, you know, it happens. It happens to the best of us. Every physician and bishop eventually does this. Like, there's whole... It's normal. Good God, this game sometimes. All these children-related things are just horrible. Alright, let's enforce our demands. So this guy has given us some more lands from where we can attack places. So we have to wait a little bit until our money levels out again. And we are over our domain limit, so that's a problem. We need to give Lviv to someone. And we'll give it to him. He deserves it, if we are allowed to give it to him. The good thing is he's not going to have any heirs. So he's going to revert his title to someone else. Probably us. So that should be fine. I hope. I think that's going to work that way. So let's grant him that title. You know, as a bit of an apology that he's castrated by my bishop. I feel like it's like the least I can do. Oh man. So our southern neighbor is probably going to come and raid us again. Let's try and befriend him. Okay, 0% chance of that happening. Alright. Let's try and befriend someone who might fight us out here. We should definitely start the conversion. Though his court bishop's probably on it as well, so we don't need to do it. Can we befriend anyone out here anyway? Let's start with that maybe. 0%. 5? Well, I mean, it's not 0. That's something. 100%. He's gonna be our friend. Eventually we're gonna want to have his stuff, but now I just want him to not join wars against me while I holy war around here, you know? So we're gonna start the next holy war there. Again, we're trying to get counties without creating possible new duchies out there. So we can go for this kingdom here. So we take this bit and then we take all these bits so we can form this kingdom eventually. We need 6 de jure counties, we have 2. And 500 gold, which we don't have. So we'll work our way forward. Let's check real quick that we don't accidentally create a duchy here. Okay, we need 3 de jure counties to create this duchy, which we do not have. Again, even if we don't personally create it, it's gonna be created on succession. So our kids can be dukes. So, na. But this one is fine to take. And we'll absolutely do it. In hopes of no one joining him. Oh no, that's too close. If his troops are rallied quicker than ours, you want to be careful where you rally your troops. So he's standing firm because this is the very first army he's gonna fight pretty well. Let's see, no one has joined him yet. So he's actually winning, but now we have enough people. Alright, and we imprisoned this guy who is wearing glasses. Alright, is that like an artifact? Why does he have glasses? Anyway, we imprisoned him, so we immediately win. That was easy. Let's disband our troops, so we don't pay for them. And let's get rid of Terebov and give this to him as well. Poor lad. There you go. You can deal with those people. Might not even be the best idea to have something directly next to Khazaria. Though they are pretty weak at the moment, honestly. It's not very impressive. Hungary is stronger. No. Whoa. Hungary. What the heck is going on with you? Hello? What's that? We could pick something out here now. But we're not going to. So this kingdom is... If it weren't for my expansion here... Absolute nothingness, this space. We are your most important vassal, I would say. We probably aren't, but you know. We might be up there, right up there. Alright, looking at the time and how long we've been streaming. We've been streaming for 3 hours now. Boy howdy. I think that's a good stopping point at the moment. We got some nice wars in. We could negotiate a alliance with our son, which we're definitely gonna do. Just so we don't have any internal strife while we are still ruling here. And we'll leave it at that for the time being, I think. So, oh boy, it's a problem with these games. I want to stop, you know, but they're just here. Here's another event. Here's yet another event. Let's see. So this guy's going to lose stress, but we're going to get a lot of stress. We have a 100% chance. I don't need anything that makes it worse. All right, so we leave it here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And thanks for joining. If you joined today, check out the YouTube over there. And if you're into TTRPG stuff, you know, D&D and the kind, also maybe check out the homepage. There's some interesting stuff there. And if you have Mastodon, you can connect over on Mastodon as well. And I'll be back later, probably. Today, probably. So, thank you very much. And see you then. Bye-bye.